Hi there. I've often been asked, why do I believe? It's actually a difficult question. It's not a stock answer, really. I grew up in an agnostic household, maybe even atheistic, a house where Jesus Christ was never mentioned in any context at all. In fact, the first time that I actually heard of Jesus Christ as the Son of God was when I was about 12, 13 years old, believe it or not. I was never a person who had to search for anything. I didn't really feel that anything was missing in my life. We had a comfortable home. I was okay at school. I wasn't anything brilliant. But one thing I realized, there was something more than what I could see naturally. There was something far more than just existed around me, as beautiful and as engaging as those things are. I've always been aware of something beyond, something above and beyond, something transcendent, something even mystical perhaps, that went beyond the natural. I wasn't a great sportsman. In fact, eventually I dropped out of high school long before I got my high school certificate, and I moved around, did one thing and another. But I never felt the need for something. I didn't feel lost. I didn't feel I didn't fit in. It wasn't that I was looking for a particular meaning in life. One day I was approached by a group of young people who I worked out later were evangelizing in the street. And I pretty much disregarded what they said. It wasn't something that I felt that I needed. It wasn't something that engaged me. But whether I liked it or not, it ignited something on the inside of me. That sense of the mystical, that sense of the transcendent, that sense of something beyond what I could see, suddenly gained a life of its own. I have no recollection of what those young people said to me at all. But I know that it ignited a spark. Something began to burn. Something began to nag on the inside. And I carried on through life as a normal teenager, playing football, surfing, and all the other shenanigans that go on. And then one day, I was confronted with, is Jesus Christ who he claims to be? And it was a question that I couldn't get around. I've always had a love of history and one thing and another, and Julius Caesar was a reality, no doubt about that. Winston Churchill was a reality. Joseph Stalin was a reality. The great poets, the great playwrights, they were all realities. But was Jesus Christ a reality? Was he a historical figure? That was undeniable. Everybody knew he existed. There's so much documentation proving that you would be a fool to refute it. But was he something above and beyond that? And I made a decision that I would dare to believe that he was in fact everything that he claimed to be. And the moment I did that, I came to a place that C.S. Lewis had come to. He said, I don't believe in the sun because I see it shining, but by it I see everything else. And suddenly my life took that on. Without higher education, and remember I'd never finished high school, suddenly life had a depth which was beyond the three-dimensional, a fourth dimension if you will, that there was an adventure to be had above and beyond. The thing that made it work for me is that Jesus Christ had nothing to do with attending church, had nothing to do with changing my language, had nothing to do with changing my lifestyle or my habits. It had absolutely nothing to do with giving up anything at all. But it was about relationship. I suddenly realized I was in relationship with someone who said that I counted, somebody who valued me for who I was, somebody who would listen and somebody who would reply. Not in a way that my natural ears would benefit, but would reply with impressions in my heart, with things that were beyond the natural. You just knew that he had spoken to you. You were just aware of it. And I became aware of Jesus Christ, the God of the universe, the creator of all there is a God of relationship. Not a God who puts up a list of hoops that you have to jump through, but just a God who says, well, here I am. Would you like to walk with me and join with me in the adventure that I'm having today? And that has been what Christianity has meant to me since April 1978. As you can see, I ride a motorcycle. I still enjoy watching football. I like good food. I like good company. I like good music. And you know, not one of those things does God have a problem with. And there are a lot of things today that I don't do. Not because I suddenly found they were wrong or unacceptable. They literally gave me up. I smoked once. It gave me up because it had no place in this new life with the transcendental, the new life with this above and beyond God who has entered my life. Those things left me. I didn't have to leave them. So the message is this: a relationship with Jesus Christ is not about who you are or what you might have to give up. It's about who he is. And when you discover who he is, everything else happens naturally, supernaturally. So, what can I say? Without cheapening him or what he stands for, try him and see. Speak to him. You'll be surprised what you may hear. God bless.